Welcome to the Cincy Postcast. I'm Kevin Wallace, and before we get started with today's episode, I want to tell you about our friends over at Streetside Brewery, an FC Cincinnati pub partner. They have been fantastic all season long. I was so happy to see listeners of the show were able to go out and enjoy Streetside for the New York Red Bull game. Just a great atmosphere, delicious beers, good food. It's a good time, lovely staff. I absolutely love it. I love every time I get a chance to get out there. They have some of the best beers in the city, if not the best beers in the city. So happy to have them around town. They're located in the on the east side in the Columbia Tusculum neighborhood. If you've not checked them out, you are missing out. So go check out our friends at Streetside. They are doing some good stuff. Go check out their website. Follow them on Facebook. They are posting all sorts of cool events and stuff there. It's always a good time. Huge thank you to Streetside for sponsoring this episode. And on today's episode, we get to talk about a win, baby. FC Cincinnati wins 1-0 in New Jersey. We get a little derailed talking about one player in particular at the beginning. See if you can notice who it is that we sort of got stuck on there for a moment. But, you know, how much does this matter now that the Shield race is officially over? What is there to look forward to for the rest of the season? What should we be keeping tabs on through the international break? We got all of that coming up for you and more. Put it all together, throw a bow on it, put your name on the name tag. That is a postcast, folks. Joining me to talk about all of that and more, I am joined by two gentlemen who were just this close from winning the Shield. I am joined by the Chief, and I am joined by Grayson. And Chief, I think you will appreciate this quite a bit here. A minor miracle happened when I restarted my computer right before recording. Yes. I opened up Discord, and it did not have to install a single update.
I don't believe you. Like at this point, that program should be mining for 5 types of cryptocurrency. It should be doing your taxes for you. Like it should be X, the everything app. It's all happening on X for the amount of updates that damn program has.
There are 7 or 8 updates every time you restart it.
It can't possibly have this many new things going on with it. There is just not a chance.
It has something to do with the number of FBI agents that are joining the app.
Well, they're just adding a new thing that they're listening for every single time. Yep. It's like, nope, that's a domestic terrorist. Now we got to make sure we're watching for that.
The updates are actually just new word lists that are going to get you flagged. Yeah.
Turns out the new word lists. Turns out the new one they're listening for is XG. We're all in trouble.
Oh no! This site's firmly set on the post Discord.
We saw a bunch of red flag words in your Discord server. Do you have anything to say about that? Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
And it was just me describing what it's like watching an FC Cincinnati game. It's shots from deep shots from outside of the box. This gets you in trouble.
Only he could make that shot.
No, it's like you see those things they post every so often is that parents be aware what your kids are talking about on the internet. Learn these common internet abbreviations and what they're actually meaning. XG. XGOT.
XG means an expired government man. That's an XG. So now,
an XG, you have. They're talking about wanting to ice a federal agent because they're going to make him an XG.
PS XG is post shot expected gladio.
we got to make like a whole cheat sheet. We got to post a whole cheat sheet.
XGOT. It's an XG. It means they want to take out someone from the government and they want to do another one later. It's an overtime XG.
XGOT is a ex gang member of Tren de Aragua.
I mean, we don't even have to stretch it that far. There is a full-blown Venezuelan international on this team.
No, Kevin, no.
DP, deportation protocol.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah, the box is now just, I think, slang for a detention facility. So, oh, well.
If the government is listening, welcome to the postcast.
Yeah, good luck. Your AI transcript is going to be working overtime on this one.
When I was in high school, we used to do that because, you know, your high school, you think everything's funny and edgy. We used to end every conversation we had with "kill the president," just because we were told that meant that they would start listening in on it would trigger some sort of a computer that would start listening in on your phone conversations.
And for the people who are listening now, when Chief was in high school, Bill Clinton was president. So
this is accurate.
It's cool.
It's cool.
That's fair game. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's not overreact.
Wait. You all wanted Al Gore as president? I don't think so. We'd all be driving electric cars.
I'll have to dig it up somewhere. There used to be a website you could go to. It was essentially more or less how to get on the terrorist watch list. And you'd click a button.
Oh, there's a lot of websites you can go to get on that list.
Yes, but you'd click this button and it would open up a Google search and just type in like hundreds of what you would assume would be red flag words for Google for you. It would just start typing all of them.
It's just a link to the U.S. Constitution. Your rights.
You remember I feel like some of the younger listeners, the younger listener will not understand this, but I'm sure you two and most people hearing this will remember the Anarchist Cookbook.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
And that feels like FCC's plan to go to goal.
Honestly, would 1000% describe the play of Alvas Powell. The Anarchist Cookbook.
Let him cook. He's the anarchist chef, man. He's cooking the meals up himself.
he has no master. He has no state. He exists in his own being, and he is there to make sure you know it. Okay?
Yeah, when you look on the official roster designations that the MLS releases, they've got U22s, internationals, Generation Adidas, DP, and next to Alvas Powell's name is just Alvas Powell.
Yes. It's a link to another manifesto. Yes.
I would love to find out that Alvas Powell is deep into conspiracy theories. Like that would really make me happy. Just if off the field he was equally as, you know, eager to find himself down a rabbit hole that he doesn't know quite how he got himself into as he is on the field. That would bring me great joy. And I also want to note too, I hope he never plays for another team.
Oh my God.
If Alvas Powell has a contract option, I hope we pick it up. If his option is expiring, I hope we sign him to a new deal. I want Alvas Powell part of this organization forever. I want him teaching at the academy, where it's like, you know, once out of every 30 days, you know, Uncle Al shows up and he's like, hey, you know all that stuff those squares are teaching you? Yeah, forget that shit. Just run as fast as you can that direction and make every man on the other team miss.
Yes.
Yeah, everyone's got to have like a Professor Trelawney.
A little bit, right? Yeah.
Or like or just like kind of a wild card that you just like put in front of the kids to like kind of like scare them a little bit, but also make them intrigued.
Yes.
Right.
You know,
just let them know the universe is a different kind of place. That every so often you just get thrown a curveball in the dirt. You got to figure out when to swing and when not to swing.
Yeah.
Powell is so chaotic, so exciting. And
if he ever leaves, it's a failure.
Yeah.
He
It's a
left
failure.
once.
I'm sorry.
And where did that
Yeah.
get us?
Look,
and no, when we got
yes,
it back,
I
we got
know-
him back. We can't let him leave again.
I know he's played at plenty of other teams. Like, he's not like a homegrown. We didn't draft him. He's not a lifetime FC Cincinnati player. And yet, to me, he feels like, I don't think this is wrong. The most FC Cincinnati player in franchise
Ever.
history.
Ever.
Man.
Going back to USL, even like he is.
Yeah.
Like if you had to like ask an AI to generate FC Cincinnati as an image, it would just be Alvas Powell. It would just link you to his Wikipedia page. I don't have anything to create. You can click this link and find more. And also, I do want to have him on the show. And the only questions I want to ask him is, number one, what's your Chipotle order?
Yes.
And then just from that point forward, all right, let's talk about the moon landing, man. What are your thoughts? Have you ever seen the Earth be round? Like, have you ever flown all around it entirely?
I think that, like, I don't want to do like tape analysis with anybody,
Right.
because I don't think it'd be very good content. But if we could just clip some Alvas Powell stuff and just kind of like ask him, like,
Tell us what you were thinking here.
what's going in your mind here? Because like it's this sounds like I'm making fun. I'm not.
No.
Right? Like, the man's an artist.
It is.
Yes.
He's an artist.
You know what
you can't understand what's in. You have to, like, I want to know what's in there.
Yeah, it's almost like talking to a filmmaker about, like, you know, what he put on camera. Like, tell me your thought process right here.
Yeah.
Also, I really
Not because we're making fun of it.
No,
Because
I want to experience the joy with you and understand how.
We just want to peek inside the box, man.
Okay, so this is a perfect example of this. Reading Carter Chapley's recap after the game.
He's running doggies.
He's running doggies.
What does it mean? You don't know.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. I think I know what doggies are.
The guys just put their body on the line, Louro said. Alvas is running doggies on the sideline. Miles is putting his face in there. Teenage is doing bicycle kicks and stuff like that, which is cool. Just guys being selfless and putting the team before themselves. It was great to see. The next paragraph. Louro did not and would not explain what doggies meant after the interview, but insisted that was the characterization that made the most sense to him.
What I love most about this before you go, Grayson, is like did not and would not, which means Carter asked him to define this, and Evan was like,
"Nah, man,
I said what I said.
It stands."
So I'm pretty sure. Anyone can correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
But what I think doggies are like suicide type drill, or where it. Yeah, I think they're called suicides.
Suicides. A shuttle run is probably the PC version of that.
They're called unalivings.
It used to be the beep test. Now it's the bleep test.
It's
okay.
like it's like you do, like, they're up and backs, but it's like a short run, a middle run, and a long run.
Yeah.
Oh, we called those ladders back in the day too.
Okay.
Yeah. I also want to believe Alvas Powell refers to himself in the third person a lot. Like, I think that would, and if he doesn't, someone should suggest that he does.
Look, Alvas Powell is a guy who runs into I Show Speed at Kenwood Mall and assumes that I Show Speed knows who he is.
Knows who he is. Yeah.
Okay. This is.
We were waiting for you all day, man.
This is. You can't. He's undefinable. You can't categorize him. You can't put him in. You can't put him in like you can't put him on the shelf, right?
No.
Love it.
Yeah.
I think I never want to see him in another jersey. I never want to see him drawing a paycheck from another organization or another job.
The career of Alvas Powell is so good. So he plays at Portmore United, which I'm going to assume is a team in Jamaica. Let's see if I got that right. Then he goes to Portland, where he does play for a good long while, about 117 appearances all told. Spent a little time bouncing around between Timbers 2 and a brief loan in Sacramento. ends up with FC Cincinnati. Not the expansion draft, right? We acquired him straight up as a trade.
Thought he was expansion draft.
Maybe he was. Anyway, he ends up with us 13 appearances. After match day 1 of 1 in 2019, I feel like most of this fan base hated Alvas Powell and never wanted to see him ever again.
We did not draft Alvas Powell. We got him somehow.
Okay, good. I'm glad I got that right.
I mean, Alvas Powell was selected by Inter Miami in the expansion draft.
Yes, because that is where he plays next for about 1 season. He makes 5 appearances for them, and then he makes the journey to Sudan, where he plays for Al Hilal in Sudan, makes 1 appearance before joining the Philadelphia Union.
By the way, remember who else went to that team, that same team in Sudan?
Paddy Barrett?
Darren Maddox.
Paddy went to like a team in Laos or something for a moment.
Paddy went to Cambodia.
Something like that, yeah. I don't know that he ever played.
He went to Vietnam. You just weren't allowed to say he went to Cambodia.
We got Alvas Powell for $250,000 in general allocation money in 2018.
Best money we ever spent.
We got him for like more than we got for Corey Baird.
Incredible. He goes to Al Hilal for half a season, makes 1 appearance in Sudan, pops up with the Philadelphia Union for half a year, and then 124 appearances again with FC Cincinnati since 2021. Insanity.
The Alvis. I don't want him to be referred to himself in the third person as Alvis. I want him to be like The Rock, the Alvis.
I mean, his middle name is Elvis.
Elvis
Elvis
just start
is so
calling?
good because you hear Alvis and you're like, oh, like
that kind of sounds
like Elvis.
It's
like,
a foreign country, and they were like, this is Elvis. Like they were trying to say Elvis, but they said Alvis, right? But no, They knew exactly how to say Elvis.
It's right there in the middle name.
They knew it. They named him. They named his middle name Elvis to prove that they knew. No. Alvis was on purpose.
Alvis is alive.
Be like Lionel Richie Messi. Like, no. This is an intentional reference, just so you know.
Hell yeah.
That is who Messi is.
He might be the only
after.
guy named Alvis in the entire world.
Alvas. Yeah, it's not even an IS like Elvis is. It's the AS at the end. Exciting. 31 years young. If you were to ask what position he plays, I think the answer is soccer player. I don't think
the answer is yes.
Yeah.
we really messed up a little bit on the nickname game. He should be the king, for the Elvis thing. Or when he was hanging out with Lucho Acosta and Alvaro Barreal, we missed an opportunity for Alvis and the Chipmunks.
Here's a funny thing.
Okay.
Yes.
Funny.
So if you look up Alvis on Transfer Market, he is the only soccer player named Alvis.
Wow.
Every other thing is like Christos Galvis, Manuel Valvesori, right?
Those don't count.
He's the only Alvis in the entirety of Transfer Market.
How many players?
Just the same as he's the only Alvis in the world.
Yes,
he's one of one.
There is someone in the FC Cincinnati fan base that is in a committed and loving relationship that can fix this in 9 months.
I would love for there to be a small Alvis baby boom in 5 years entering the
I'm telling you, the man goes on a playoff run, scores against the Crew in the playoffs.
He's the only
We'll see what
Alvis.
kind of a soccer town we are.
He's the only Alvis in Wikipedia.
That's incredible.
How many Alvises in the world are there? Like, at this point, I'm wondering if he's the only one.
I'm saying.
He's the only soccer player. He's the only Wikipedia article.
He's one of one.
You almost need like a Google books search. Like, I need the text of every print publication for the last 200 years.
So
how many times does the word Alvas come up?
Alvas is a surname.
That's going to be helpful here.
But I'm not seeing.
This is the kind of conversation we usually have after a bad loss.
I'm not seeing a single Alvas first name
Ever?
online.
I mean,
This is big.
You can't let this guy go.
No. That's the moral of the story here. What's funny is I described him in the Discord during the game as a generous defender. He gives and he receives. Okay, he will give the ball to the other team and he will take it away from them after he gave the ball away to them.
There's a little bit of Jameis Winston there, but like
100%.
You know,
it averages out to pretty good.
Yeah.
Don't worry about where the peaks and valleys take you. Okay, it averages out okay.
That's like the crazy thing about this team, right? Is like they get so many quality minutes out of Alvas Powell.
Yeah.
And they have gotten, like 0 quality minutes out of players that other teams would be interested in, like Corey Baird. like useful attackers? Nah, not for us.
Alvas Powell.
Supplemental spot, back of the bench, amorphous defenders. No, that's starter.
Bread and butter.
There is a certain vibe, though, of...
Remember that we've been getting Alvas off the bench before Teenage Hadebe.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I mean, there's like a vibe sometimes with this team where it's like players come into it and they expect like, it's like you move into like a dorm room or a frat house or whatever. And, some people walk in and there's, crap all over the floor. Yep. And there's no plates or dishes in the kitchen. And there's week old pizza sitting out and like there's no furniture. Like the people are using like a cable spool as a coffee table. And some people look at that and like, I can't live in these conditions. This is chaotic. This is disorganized. I'll never be able to function here. Alvas walks in and he's like, all right, so beers in what room? Like, some people thrive on the type of chaos that sometimes FC Cincinnati's game plan can be. Other people need more structure, more rules. They need things defined. They need their role explained. They need to know, where am I supposed to be at all times? Am I supposed to be here? Am I supposed to be there? Alvas is just like, bro, you go where it takes you.
Bro, you do you. I'm running doggies out the sideline.
I think at another point in the post-game press conference, Evan said that Alvas was just sliding everywhere, which I also appreciate that imagery. Which is true. He is sliding everywhere. So, okay. Perfect.
So we won this game.
We win this game. It's wild how often that guy's played center back for this team, right?
So here's the thing. This is what I want to get to. FC Cincinnati wins 1-0. It's after the first 15 minutes. It's a bit of a snoozer. Okay, there's not a whole lot that's happening there.
No, it was
only if you're watching our offense.
Yeah, it wasn't a snoozer. It was like what in God's name are they doing? How are they going to hold on for another 70 minutes of this?
Yes, thankfully Red Bulls are somehow worse at shooting as we are at building up an attack.
Watching this game as somebody, like, calling this game a snoozer is like saying like, oh, I'm watching this game as somebody who's hopeful to watch FC Cincinnati attack and score goals, right?
Yes.
In the same way that like watching Midsommar, you're like rooting for the main relationship. Right? Or watching The Wicker Man and you're like, oh, I'm hoping that cop hooks up with the woman in the room next door to him.
No chemistry in this movie. It's the back line. When the lineup comes out, I always read it from the striker's back. I don't know why, because that's not how I read it back out when I read it out. But I saw.
Hold on.
Yep.
I just want to one more thing, because I think we're going to
Can
move
we
off
find
to
another Alvis?
We're gonna one more Alvis thing.
Okay, please.
Alvis has played center back 22 times in his career.
Okay.
20 of those times were for FC Cincinnati.
I was going to say, were they all this year?
And they were all 2023 and after.
Okay, good.
Alvis is evolving.
And I'm not sure they're giving him credit for all of his center back.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that number sounds light somehow.
I do think it's probably light.
I mean, if he subs in at right center back and a back three, and he's allowed to venture forward, I'm guessing a lot of places are not going to record that as a center back. So that tracks. No, but I was not necessarily wanting to move on from Powell. I just wanted to point out that it was Denkey and Brenner up top. It was Evander. It was Guidi and Buka behind them. Engel and Echenike out wide. Had Davey and Robinson on the back line and Powell on the back line. Like we were a Nick Hagland away from 3 center backs on the back line.
Isn't it awesome that this team in the offseason, we thought to ourselves, man, this team has center back depth finally. This is a team where they can weather the storm of injuries like they had in previous years, and there will be no problem whatsoever because we've got center backs to spare, and there will always be 3 quality, healthy center backs that we can play in this back 3 system.
Thank God.
And then for the majority of the year, we were starting either Alvas Powell or Lucas Engel, a wingback, with healthy center backs on the bench, unable to play. Just this game, man, this team.
The game proceeds in a way that I forget who said it, but again, referencing the Discord, join if you want. There's a fair number of folks already on there, so you should join.
But if you are an FBI agent, you have to tell us.
You have to say you're a cop. That's true.
That is the law and also the server policy. So we'll get you either way. But they said this game was a good game for if you're on team if you're on the side of this team has some serious problems, or if you're on the side of this is a really good team, underlying numbers be damned. That like there's enough here for both arguments. They get the win. Kevin Denkey looks good. Brenner gets an assist. A clean sheet is kept on the road. These are good, positive things. On a night that they did not control their destiny, they did their job. And at the same time, outside of Denkey's goal, it's not clear that this team was trying to score a goal.
They weren't successful if they were.
I don't know that there's a lot of evidence that they were trying.
Do they know they're allowed to? Are they aware that it's okay to build on a lead?
It's an interesting idea.
Or like, did that happen? Because remember, somebody pointed this out to me on X. They scored early against Columbus to go up 1-0.
Yeah. And
then they scored again like a minute or two later to go up 2-0. And then everything went wrong. So do you think that they've like stopped doing that since then? Because they're like, no. When we score too quickly, it causes problems.
I saw that. That was Damon Gumbert just sent you the recap of the Columbus Crew game. Yeah, like, it's very possible that there's just like a collective trauma that this team is trying to avoid.
Or like they heard that 2-0 is the most dangerous lead in soccer, so their goal at all time is to stop from ever being at 2-0.
It's a great point. You can never be at 2-0 if you just never scored the second goal.
To be fair, if they scored that second goal, it would have been a dangerous lead. At 1-0, it's not dangerous. 2-0, dangerous. That's if all you follow is conventional soccer wisdom, it tells you that scoring the second goal is a mistake.
Okay, so take FC Cincinnati out of this for a moment. In the pure abstract, is it better to win 1-0 or is it better to win 2-1?
1-0, because if you let the other team score 1, then they believe they can do it. There's belief. If they keep being frustrated and stymied, then the pressure continues to mount because they haven't scored yet.
I was also on leaning towards team, like clean sheet is a good statistic to have.
I think it depends how you get to 2-1.
Okay.
If you're up 2-0 and the other team scores in like second half stoppage time or like late in the second half, maybe that's better than winning 1-0.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like the offense did basically nothing other than, by the way,
the offense did nothing. It was like Kevin Denkey did something incredible. The offense, like as a collective, was god awful.
Yeah. So the offense did nothing.
Yeah.
And that's like one conversation. Because like one conversation is, okay, all season it's the same story. So either they are incapable of playing with the ball and consistently generating chances, or they're choosing not to. One or the other has to be the case, right?
Yeah.
And by choosing not to, I mean like, you know, playing with tactics that like don't suit them, or like, you know, playing in a way that's not
playing with tactics that are so defensive minded that they won't ever commit to doing the kinds of things that would result in better goal scoring opportunities, but might also, to some percentage, leave them more exposed defensively going the other way,
right?
Which I do think is the case.
And I don't know what and even if they are incapable of doing it, is it because the tactics don't suit it, or the players don't have they don't fit together the right way? I think about the stat where they're like near the bottom of the league in points after falling behind.
Yeah.
They
have a terrible goal differential after going down.
They have one win and one tie after falling behind this year, which put them
a lot
like,
of losses.
in a lot of losses. And well, every one of the losses is one of the losses.
Yeah.
And so it's like they're kind of uniquely bad at coming from behind compared to other teams in the league. And that indicates that like maybe the team just doesn't have the ability to even choose to generate a lot of chances.
Right.
Right. Because you would think that they would adjust whatever tactical plan is, right, to like go when you fall behind. And they haven't been able to come back from a deficit. But the other thing is that I got a text from my sister actually after Denkey scored, and it was should
OMG,
Denkey,
why didn't he take his shirt off this time?
No, it was should Denkey have like tried to play for a higher XG chance?
Hell yeah!
Just taking the shot. And
Echinike is open to his right. If you go back and watch it,
you know, like he scored, right?
He does.
Right. Ball don't lie.
But I'll say this, okay? We have said that the team, and like the fact that Denkey scores this chance doesn't excuse that they've failed to generate like another chance.
Right.
The rest of the game. I know they had like 2 big chances under the stats, but like it's not an excuse for like not consistently generating chances the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Okay. But what does happen on Denkey's goal is he doesn't wait. Like he's not quote unquote patient.
Right.
Like we always hear the team needs to be as patient. He goes straight. He gets the ball, sees an opportunity and goes straight at the goal and takes his chance.
Yeah, lets his instincts
and lets his
over.
talent
Yeah.
finish the play. Right. And like, if you're not going to, and there's a lot of ways to win games, right?
Usually it involves scoring more than the other team, but
Yep.
yeah.
And one way to score more than the other team is to like have like a system that generates lots of chances and just gives you lots of opportunities to like put the ball in the back of the net, and eventually more of those are going to, and also limiting the other team's chances. We don't do that.
No.
We do not generate more chances than the opponent generates. Okay. And if we're not going to do that, you know what we do? We
What's
do
that?
have better players than the other team has.
I like that.
So if our better players see opportunities to like go fast at goal and just go for it, let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I love
And
that.
that's what happens on that goal. Is Denkey sees the opportunity and he's like, these are New York Red Bull 2 defenders playing against me.
I'm a
Which we haven't
supremely
talked about
talented
yet.
player.
Red Bulls was a team out of the playoffs that played like almost a nearly fully rotated lineup.
With the exception of their two
Their two
really
best
good
players.
DPs.
Right.
Two guys that would more or less start on every
Well, I
team
mean,
in the league.
it was tough. Like we said, they were playing with 12 people. They had both Eric Maxim and Choupo-Moting on the field, which
That's
is
always tough. Yeah.
It is.
But, you know, he sees the opportunity and he goes fast at it, right?
Yeah.
And then he hits a hell of a shot.
Yeah. I've been begging for this team to play fast. And when they play fast, they look dangerous. And you ask sort of like, well, what's the issue? The issue with this team is on full display in this game. And that's that, you know, the Red Bulls, they play Red Bull soccer. We all knew what they were going to get. And yet still, after having seen this style of soccer over and over and over again, it's a team that looks unprepared to move quickly enough to beat an aggressive high press. And like, I would kill to see one game where FC Cincinnati defended with like attacked and pressed with that much energy, even for just a second. But, you know, everything's slow. It's the ball movement is slow. The passing is slow. It's deliberate. You know, the ball isn't moving with any kind of pace. The ball isn't moving. You know, there's not a lot of patterns of play, quick one-touch passes to create openings. And so what it turns into is how many of these slow passes can you string together before one of these high-pressing New York Red Bull defenders puts a toe in and kicks the ball out and creates a turnover, or one of the passes is errant and finds a defender that's closing down real fast. It's just a team that doesn't play with any real speed. And the best chances they create, like Grayson was saying, are when they start playing instinctually.
Yeah.
When it's, I have the ball and I'm just going to go. Or I'm going to play this down and I'm going to go. The second it gets into their patterns of play, they're just so deliberate and plodding and slow. And it's a lot of lateral passing or backwards passing, where you can only do that so many times before A, you run out of real estate, or B, one of those like lateral balls gets picked off and it's going the other direction. So I don't know. I wish I had a better answer as to why they keep seeing this over and over again and somehow never manage to figure out how to evolve and beat it. They're going to see it again in the playoffs if they advance far enough.
Yeah.
Like, this is Philly. This is what Philly does now. And so if you get far enough to play Philly, you're going to see this again, and you better have an answer for it. And so far, we have yet to see a time where this FC Cincinnati team consistently made a high pressing team pay.
Yeah.
And in order to do that, you got to move quick. You got to play with speed, and you got to be able to break. You got to be able to counter. And they just, for whatever reason, they just don't. They don't have that club in the bag, and they don't seem like they have any interest in finding it. I don't know why. I mean, what am I missing here? Like, they never look good against this, and they never try anything different. Like, I never see any new wrinkles to the offense when they face a high press. Whatever they're doing, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It has not worked for 3 years. And like you said, like, they're going to have to fix it if they want to get anywhere in the playoffs. Another piece of this like the style that this team is playing, that Grayson, you touched on it briefly, and I kind of want to bring this back up. So we talk about this team being very defensive and defensive minded, the back three, the unwillingness to attack, the sort of plodding transition offense there. I think all of that is true. However, this team's defense does nothing to prevent shots being taken. Like, they are still under siege. They are still getting outshot 2, 3, 4 times a game. Like, multiply FC Cincinnati shots 2, 3, 4 times. Like, I don't understand how this can be a defensive team.
Well,
and also just be gambling so much this.
It's an interesting defensive philosophy that they have that you've got a clear picture of at this point. And that's that as aggressive as New York's defense is, it is the exact opposite for FC Cincinnati. And like, it feels like, looking at this, what the game plan is that our number one goal is do not get beat off the dribble, do not get beat penetrating into the box. And we are content to let you ping shots from the outside and ping shots from out wide. But what we are not going to let you do is beat us one-on-one with the ball at your feet. And so as a result, a lot of the defenders play, and it appears to be passive defense, that you're standing back, you're backpedaling, you're allowing your man to advance. You're allowing them to take dribbles towards the box, the 18-yard box, and the defense really only locks in right before the opponent or whoever has the ball is getting into the 18. And there are some clear upsides to this. And the first of which is that you don't get a lot of, guys dribbling and creating chaos in the box. This team doesn't concede a lot of penalties either as a result of that, because there isn't that push to defend aggressively and go right at guys and create situations where there's contact that's going to be drawn, on, plays coming into the 18-yard box. It's a deliberate choice, but what the result is that your goalkeeper gets pelted with a lot of shots. There's a lot of balls that are being whacked into the box where you're relying on someone to block or someone to have a body in front of the shot.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's hard to say it's not good, because the problem with this team really isn't the defense. As long as you have someone back there that is a capable shot stopper to get the shots off wide, you're going to do okay. It's just a question of whether or not you can generate 1 or 2 chances enough to overcome the inevitable MLS clean sheet goal, or to get something to avoid a 0-0 scoreline. Yeah.
I guess I'd just be more comfortable with the setup of like not generating a lot of offense if FC Cincinnati was also holding the ball for 80% of the game and the other team got 3 shots, right?
Yeah.
Then you could accept the lack of offense, because then you can say, okay, this team literally chokes out a game and makes it so incredibly unenjoyable to watch. But sadly, like, that's not the case. You're sitting at the edge of your seat watching shot after shot get ripped at your keeper. I don't know. It's weird. It's hard for me to mesh the two philosophies there.
So I'm going to stir the pot a little. Can I stir the pot a little?
Stir the pot a little.
Is it a guarantee Roman gets his job back?
I think so.
This is good. Good.
Let me throw a little data at you right here, though.
Okay.
And,
oh God.
All right.
Oh God.
What? Yeah. No. Don't. Oh God, me. What are you talking about? All right. So, since Evan Louro has taken over in goal for FC Cincinnati,
okay,
FC Cincinnati has not lost a game during that time stretch. Now, if you look at Evan's underlying numbers, what would most people say? Most people would say
Roman's
that
a better shot stopper. Evan's better at coming out and better at distribution.
Better at distribution. So far, Evan Louro has conceded 4 goals off of 20 shots faced. But the XG on the goals on target that he's faced, 5.51.
Okay.
And he's allowed 4 goals.
So it's like a negative 1.5, right? In just 4 games.
Yeah. Now, I want to compare and contrast that to Roman Celentano, who, again, we're talking about, everyone would agree, is the superior shot stopper, but is worse at distribution. Roman Celentano has conceded 36 goals this season.
Okay.
Goals on target, XG for goals on target, 37.7.
Okay. So he's saved 1 extra goal, let's say, right?
So Evan, like if you extrapolated out the stats that Evan has.
Just tell us the per 90 differential.
Goals prevented for Roman 1.20 per 90.
Post shot
0.04.
So post shot XG plus or minus. For Evan is 0.39. For Roman is 0.10.
A higher number being better here? Okay.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
Evan is 4 times better than Roman.
It's post shot expected goals minus goals allowed, right? So like that means that if it's negative, it means you've given up more goals than you're expected to.
Gotcha.
Yeah. For goals prevented per 90.
Evan prevents, in a small sample size, about 4 times as many goals per 90 than Roman does, according to
small
FBref.
Sample size. Yeah. FOTMob has it as the number for FOTMob is goals prevented per 90, 0.38 for Evan, 0.09 for Roman.
Very close, basically the same.
Very close. Basically the same.
Probably the difference there is just a different XG model. So that tracks. Okay. So here's the problem,
We're
Chief.
going to cut this. Because this is secret information that we don't want other teams to know. Not just because we want somebody to come poach Evan, but also because we need Evan to keep coming on the podcast.
Yeah, if we
can't compete with like Chicago Fire.
Well, at least that would be like close enough to the same time zone that maybe he can make a recording or two for the World's Game.
True.
If we pay him, probably.
Who's going to pay?
I know well, I don't know. Well, not
Chicago
me.
Fire.
Chicago
NBC
Fire
show.
Chicago SVU. No, I know it's like mostly in jest. Roman's getting his job back, but like, I don't know. He's played pretty damn good. Not just like friend of the podcast good. Like he's played really objectively damn good soccer.
I mean, the stats say Evan has played really well. And I'll say that like, I don't know really how to watch goalkeepers for the most part. I mean, like I can say like, oh, he should have got to that ball.
Yeah, right. That's my favorite.
I say that a lot.
But it feels like when Evan spills a ball, it ends up in a dangerous spot less than when Roman spills a ball.
That's interesting.
I will say this. I have seen over the course of the games Evan has played, multiple instances where he's made a play that I've said, wow, when he's made. The one that immediately springs to mind is from the last game where he sweeps up a coming out of his net, takes 2 dribbles forward into the midfield, which is insane. Like no one coaches you to do this. And then sprays a ball out wide to Luca Orishano on the run that results in a chance out of nowhere. And I'm like, that's a wow. That's a wow play.
I do think that there's going to be over a long enough sample size.
Like one where he misses that because it's an easy goal.
There's going to be one where he gets a dog or a penalty because he doesn't quite get the timing right, or the attacker is just like, that much faster to the ball.
I'll live with it.
We're just going to have to accept that.
The good news is, Chief, you're pointing this out to me. We do, in fact, have an option on Evan, which I did not think we did, but MLSPA is saying we do. We have 2 options.
Oh, he's stuck with us for another 2 years. This is awesome.
I mean, yeah, deal. Okay.
I mean, you pick up the options. Sorry, Evan.
Yeah. You pick up the options.
I assume they're less than what you think you're worth, but
Yeah. I mean, you pick up the option and then you listen to offers for, starting jobs elsewhere, right?
Maybe we rethink some of those sponsorship deals for you coming on the show, man.
I was just saying, like, if he was a free agent, I was worried that would cause quite the conundrum, because then you're kind of having to bid to bring him back. And that's a lot of money. And if you're going to do that, then you got to look at, like, do you really want him and Celentano making decent money? But then you have Can, who's probably not coming back. But
yeah, the word I keep hearing is might be retiring and might be taking some sort of a role.
I was going to say, he makes a lot of sense to be like the assistant goalkeeping coach.
I heard he was retiring
kind of already is,
2 seasons ago. Like,
it's very possible he did. Okay. Literally nobody's ever seen him again.
He was on the bench. They showed a shot of him in this game.
He's on the bench. He was on Nick Hagland's Instagram post doing yoga in LA.
Yeah, it sounds like a retired player move. So doing yoga, hanging out in LA, just seeing where life takes you.
Yeah. Is there anything else about this game? It's disappointing because it feels like this game is meaningless. I don't want it to go unnoticed that this team has now gotten north of 60 points. They've improved over their point total from last year. 60 points is a hard benchmark usually in a given season. Between 2 and 4 teams do it. There's probably going to be a larger number this year, but getting to 60 points and potentially 65 points is incredible. 65 points, again, should they do it, generally puts you at the Supporters Shield.
They've only had more than this many points one time.
Yeah.
Right.
When they set the 5th most points ever in MLS.
So,
total.
The quality of the season should not go unnoticed. All the other stuff that we've set aside, which I still think is
the previous hour aside,
which I still think is true. We did get a request on Twitter to talk about Guidi, and
okay,
it's nice with it.
Yeah, nice with it.
Yeah. I like what I've seen from him. If they have the opportunity to do it in the next game, and we've got time to think about this, I would still very much like to see him and Obi on the field together. If for no other reason, then to my eye, and I don't know if either one of you would want to disagree with this or push back on this, it looks like the minutes may be catching up with Pavel just a little bit.
I don't agree. I know you think Pavel has been bad. I don't think he's been.
I don't think he's been bad. I think he has not been as good as last year. I don't think
he's been bad. But I think there's value in seeing Obi and Guidi together, and the opportunities to experiment with your midfield a little bit are dwindling.
God, if Obi is healthy, you could potentially run a diamond midfield with Obi at the base and Guidi and Buka.
Not in 2025.
Not with this roster.
You have to roll with the lineups you have, unless you've secretly spent the entire. Unless the reason that the team has looked like it's had is that you've been practicing with a 4-4-2 the entire season. And you've just been waiting for the playoffs to roll it out and be like, this is what we drew.
It's like Rocky 2, right? This is Rocky 2 right here. We're going to fight with our right hand the entire time.
Yes. Right. Yes. This is, look, if there was a time to do it, we got a week.
It was a lot earlier in the year. It was a lot earlier in the year is when the time to do it was. No, Guidi, I like Guidi a lot. I like the energy he plays with. He's all over the field. He tracks back and hustles on defense, which, you can't say that about everybody on this team. There's a couple people with a little bit of a, we'll say with a lax relationship to hustle defense going back the other way. You cannot say that about Sammy Guidi. He is in it to win it at all times.
If there's any chance that he's got a bit of a knock, you have to tell the Slovak U21 team that he can't go.
Yeah. Speaking of knock too, other story that we didn't touch on out of this game is that Luca Orishano comes in.
Luca Orishano
exits the match. And apparently we found out afterwards that he had been nursing some sort of a injury that they were playing it a little cautious with. And he blows a tire 3 minutes into his appearance in the match. It looks like a hamstring. It did not look pleasant. He did the immediate I need to sub off move, which you hate to see. Not great.
We call that the Peruvian street food. Just goes in and out right away.
Why is he coming into the game if he was dealing with hamstring issues?
I don't know.
Why?
Couldn't tell you.
It's very funny. It is very funny for the coach to be like, yeah, we thought that might happen.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a feeling. I mean, we had another sub ready to go for when he came out. Don't worry.
We figured that it was one of those things. It's one of those things where it's like, we figured it was going to pop eventually, so may as well get it out of the way right now. We can get through
the
it.
Offers for him kind of dried up, so we thought, screw it.
Just run it into the ground.
Let's go out with a bang right here. That sucks.
We got the car paid off.
That sucks because we'll wait to see what the extent of it was, but just watching enough soccer, those kind of injuries, they feel like multi-week injuries whenever you ask off after running and then pulling up like that. I've yet to see an injury like that where you ask off after pulling up with a very clear leg muscle thing, or it was like, he was fine, he's back next week. There was the Miazga one earlier in the year, I think maybe
Robinson
Robinson
did
so,
that. Yeah.
And I know Orishano hasn't performed on the stat sheet to expectations this year. I still think he would be a big miss if he's gone for the rest of the year, because his ability to like dribble the ball into attacking areas of the field is like still one of our most dangerous ways of advancing the ball. I think this past game, I was looking at the stats earlier today. I think we had like a 30% passing accuracy into the final third against Red Bull.
Yeah.
And so if
against Red Bull too.
Yeah, right. And so if you don't have like Luca available to just beat some guys sometimes when it's not working, they got to figure something else out. And they haven't figured out a lot this season.
The problem with Luca is it feels like everybody's got him scouted now. And it's like, he's going to cut in. Just stop him from doing that. But it doesn't negate the fact
even when he like cuts in and loses the ball, he often loses the ball high, and then we get it back and we still have the ball high.
Yeah.
This offense is a lot more fun to watch high. It moves at the pace of a jam band song. So,
finally, we should mention Matt Miazga picked up a second knock in training. Will put him out.
Mr. President, a second knock has hit Matt Miazga.
That's exactly what happened. He will be out for 3 to 4 weeks. That means he is missing. Yeah, at a minimum, that's missing at least the first round of the playoffs, the sort of best of three series.
The first round.
The first game in the first round?
So we have next week off. And then we have decision day. That's 2 weeks. Right? So third week presumably is the first game of the first round.
Okay.
So if it's 3, he might be available for the next one. Or if that first round goes to 3, he might be available for the third one.
Right.
And then there's like an international break after the first round, right? So like, so you can get through that. You might be able to get him back.
People are going to get mad when I say this.
Say it.
I kind of think we're not going to see Matt Miazga play for this team ever again.
That's harsh. Are we going to XG him or something?
I don't know. Like, he's been out for a bit. Like, he was out for a lot at the beginning of the year. He was out a couple other times in the season. Now he's up. Now he's out for 3 to 4 weeks. Right.
Yeah.
So, like, optimistically, he shows up at the end of the first round of the playoffs, or he shows up in later rounds, assuming we advance. And so, like, and that also assumes there's not another knock. I mean, Noonan was saying on like Thursday that he was available. And so between Thursday and Saturday, he became not available. I guess like somebody just leaned their seat back on the flight over to New York and it like crunched his knees up or something. Right.
You know, honestly, that can happen. And that would be painful.
And so I don't know, like if you, it seems very possible he doesn't play in the playoffs again this year. Right.
Yeah. Either. I mean,
it's very possible.
It cuts both ways.
It seems very possible. Either he's not healthy for the playoffs this year, or FC Cincinnati gets knocked out of the playoffs before he gets healthy. Okay.
Or if the team is advancing, why would you then immediately try to shove somebody else in there if the team is like doing well and advancing?
Because he's your best player. Like,
is he?
Right. And also it's like, you really think that the coaching staff needs a reason to put Teenage Davey back on the bench? We didn't want him here in the first place.
And then so like if he doesn't play again this year, what are the odds that he comes back?
They've got an option on him. And
I know, but the option is probably at max TAM or a DP deal.
The option wouldn't be a DP deal. I don't think you can have an option. I don't think your options can be higher than your average yearly salary.
I don't know that that's true.
I think I would assume at least a 10% increase.
And he's so close to a DP deal that it's very possible that the option is like just above that max TAM threshold.
We'll put it this way. I don't think I've ever heard of a player that had a contract that wasn't a DP deal where the option increased that player's contract to a DP deal. If it exists, I would love to know about it.
FC Dallas did this with a player that was it Reggie Cannon? Actually,
that was Jordan Morris. That's Jordan Morris this year. I'm pretty sure that they're on record as saying that the reason Jordan Morris is a DP is because he hit his options.
I'm thinking of Kellen Acosta. FC Dallas had a deal that if he wasn't sold overseas, he would become a DP, and they traded him.
But I'll say this: Matt Miazga's guaranteed compensation number is $1,575,000, which indicates to me that his option year is not a DP deal.
It's got about $300,000
because guaranteed compensation
plus the contract, the cap going up next year too.
The new cap
guaranteed
is like
compensation includes your option. It's an average across your option years, so his option is probably at his current salary. Okay. That said, would you exercise the option on Matt Miazga as max TAM as a guy who has not been available for the playoffs 3 years in a row?
No.
Yes, unquestionably. I would do it the second it becomes available.
He's getting slower. He has not been himself this year, and he is going to be a year older next year.
Famously, we're all getting a year older next year.
Be cool.
He is also the best. The only reason not to exercise his option is because you're moving away from a back three. If you were playing a back three next year, this team does not look good when Miles Robinson plays in that central center back role. Like, if you're not going to dip Matt Miazga, you're going to have to go out and you're going to have to find another center back to play that central center back role. And any player that is better than Matt Miazga, even losing a step, is going to cost you a transfer fee. And the second you pay a transfer fee for someone, they're not going to fit in the budget for this team. He is far and away, like, he's under your control. He's far and away the best option that you're going to have out there that you would be able to sign as a center back. And your worst case scenario in terms of, like, we don't really want him on this team, is you will find someone. There is some other team in MLS that will pay you actual GAM to take Matt Miazga on a non-designated player deal and then work out a new contract with him. So yes, you exercise that option immediately. And for me, unless you're moving formations, he's your starting center back at the start of next year too. And deal with whatever you're going to do with him, whether that's offer him a new contract or ship him out at the window in the summertime.
I mean,
I don't even think that's a particularly controversial take. Like,
I mean, it makes sense to exercise the option to then move him within the league. I think a lot of the other pieces in and around this team would suggest a formation change. And I know we've said that for 3 years, but I'll just throw it out there again. And if Miles Robinson is your DP, then yeah, you could go out and find a guy for $2, $3, $4 million transfer fee that can be that
better
second center.
Better than Matt Miazga?
Matt Miazga, famously a free transfer for what it's worth. And yeah, better than Matt Miazga in 2026. I don't think that will be particularly hard. Tim Ream's better than him. Tim Ream costs half as much as his option.
I think that would be playing with fire. But what do I know?
I could trade for Walker Zimmerman.
For what it's worth.
We were like going to be
Matt
broke.
Miazga.
For what it's worth, we have the third most expected goals against in the East. And basically nobody with fewer expected goals against has a player making as much money as Matt Miazga.
I'm just saying.
They also don't have one making as much as Miles Robinson either.
I know, but we've already decided to spend that much money on Miles Robinson, so you're kind of, that's baked in.
That's kind of like, if there isn't a better player than that, then MLS just needs to fold, because like then there's not enough defenders to go around the field. The team with the fewest expected goals against is the only team with a defender making nearly as much as Miles Robinson is going to be making next year, and it's Nashville. So make of that what you will.
Here's a fun stat to wind up and close out this game, though.
Okay.
Do you gentlemen know the last time FC Cincinnati won and kept a clean sheet prior to last night?
Like July?
Yeah. When
Kesha played 3-0 against Miami.
Kevin?
I don't know.
1-0.
Okay.
Against Real Salt Lake, where we were all present.
Shoot.
We saw that game. Wow.
Yeah. That's how long it's been since this team won a game and kept a clean sheet.
And that was a very late winner from I remember. Wow.
Another low XG opportunity that won that game too.
Or Ashana, right?
Or Ashana, yeah.
Got the big goal
banger.
there.
Bangers only.
Man. Sure. Okay. That
Why
works.
Not? What a team, what a season so far. Like somehow 60 points and we're still not sure if this team's any good.
Oh God. Hey, let's move over to part 2 briefly. We can talk about what else there is to watch around the league, what else there is to play for, and we'll get you out of here. Before we go any further with the episode, I got a quick question for you. You ever heard of the U.S. women's national team? You ever heard of the U.S. men's national team? Well, then you're going to want to keep listening, because get this. We have an offer for you are not going to want to miss at the official U.S. Soccer Shop, which is where you're going to go for all of your U.S. men's and women's national team gear. the Post is going to be able to offer you 10% off any of the merchandise except for jerseys. Okay, let's not get carried away, except for kids. But there is a ton of cool stuff there. Okay, they're doing a new 1993 throwback collection. You got hoodies and beanies for the fall. It's getting chilly, and you're gonna want some of the winter gear because there are matches coming up on 10/10 against Ecuador in Austin, or Australia in Commerce City. Believe me, you're going to want a beanie in Commerce City on 10/14 versus Australia. That is for the U.S. men's national team. The women, they play on 10/23 against Portugal in Chester, 10/26 against Portugal in East Hartford. Again, hoodie, beanie weather. And on 10/29, Halloween Eve against New Zealand, Kansas City, Missouri. Use promo code POST. That's all one word, all caps, for 10% off at checkout. This is a very real deal. I don't know how to emphasize that enough. This is a real deal you can use. You can go use the link in the description or use the code at checkout, and we will hook you up. So a huge thank you to U.S. Soccer, and I think you're going to have a lot of fun shopping on the official U.S. Soccer shop. And we are back, and, well, the Shield race is over, but that does not mean...
Can I say how much this bothers me, by the way, that Philly won?
Please explain.
Just like Philly is like, number one, Philly's an unlovable town. Like, you never look at someone and be like, oh, Philly, those are good people that just deserve nice things to happen to them. And also, they just won the Super Bowl. Like, you don't get to have two nice things happening to you at the same time. That's greedy. That's bullshit.
I buy it. For what
also,
it's worth.
Bradley Carnell seems like a dickhead. Like that. Like the non-answer about, like, you know, the St. Louis situation. Like, he seems like an asshole, and I don't think I want to root for a guy like that. I thought it was really
funny when so I guess they asked him after the game, like, what do you got to say about about being fired at St. Louis or whatever? And Carnell said no comment. And then Andrew Wiebe, ever ready to run interference for, you know, MLS teams, said like something like, I can't overstate like the importance of fit between front office and manager. And it's like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it sounds like St. Louis's front office didn't know what the hell they were doing. Like, yeah. Like they picked both managers.
Yes.
And they fired the one that was good and they rolled with the one that sucked. Like, I don't know. They did a bad job. And it's okay. It wasn't, the problem wasn't fit. The problem was one was good and one was bad.
And also didn't stick with the interim coach, who was also pretty good.
Sure, yeah.
moved him to the back bench. Like, so weird. Also,
like, they had good results the first year. What was like you say? Like, I don't understand the comment. Like, what was the they fit the first year, but not the second year, and it was okay to let him go, even though the results just got increasingly worse.
I'm also not sure how to square that comment with Jim Curtin and his fit at Philadelphia.
Which seemed fine most of the time.
Yeah. They won the same trophy just a couple of years ago.
Also, I despise the fact that Philly winning the Supporters Shield now creates a narrative for really cheap owners in this league to be like, well, look at Philly. Like, they didn't spend a lot of money. They're not bringing in good players. They sold their best player off and didn't really replace him. Like, I hate that.
I do think it's a false flag situation. Like Atlanta being terrible and Philly being good. It is.
Yeah.
It does feel like, see, you don't have to spend money to win in the league or whatever. And the other thing,
look, we're breaking these rules for Inter Miami, but look, Philadelphia won the Supporters Shield. It doesn't matter that Miami gets to keep like signing players and cutting bad players seemingly at random.
Yeah, right. Like, The other thing that bothers me about Philly winning And this would kill me if I was Chris Albright. Like, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night if I was Chris Albright, because the entire thing that he has sold, right, is that we are Philly. We can be Philly, but we spend money. Right. And, it turns out Philly spending even less money is the way to go. Right.
Yeah. Right.
Like it's such an indictment on the job that you did. And I don't mean to like be too hard on him, but that's how I would take it. Like that's how I would not be able to not take this personally as somebody who like generally feels like they're competing for a living, like day in, day out. Like it kills me when I feel like somebody's gotten something over on me and I would not, I wouldn't be able to sleep. Like I would develop,
to be fair,
I would have to get like a Ambien prescription to sleep at night to like,
and a bottle of something very strong. But to be fair, they won this trophy 2 years ago. Like he already won this trophy and proved and had his proof of concept.
But now is now.
That is true. We're at now. Everything that's happening now is happening now. What happened to then? We passed them.
Honestly, we should be even better we should be even farther above Philly because he's had more time with the resources to just build. Like it's not a blank slate every year. It's you've had the ability to build your roster across multiple seasons, and you've had your pick of coach. The guy who you used to work for has a first year coach and has actually lost players from their good teams.
But okay, let's look at it another way.
Yeah.
How has Cincinnati performed overall? Let's pretend it's all one
Philly's
season.
made the finals
Since Albright joined FC Cincinnati.
Philly's made MLS
so
Cup. Philly has finished on points first in the league twice.
Since 2022?
They tied in 2022 for the most points in MLS and lost the Shield on tiebreakers. And then went to MLS Cup final and went to penalties, right? And lost.
So lost
Losers.
2 trophies.
Yep.
So no trophies.
Well, they have the Shield this year.
They've one trophy to our one trophy.
So I guess, I don't know.
I don't know. Like Albright took over. Where Kevin, refresh my recollection. How good was FC Cincinnati when Albright took over?
Not good.
Well, if you're
how is our academy compared to Philly's academy?
If you're going to give him credit for moving from bottom to top, you also have to give him criticism for moving from top to middle
to like less top,
from top to 4
to top-ish
2. Like that's.
I'm sorry. If my former boss spent less than half as much money, frankly, when you factor in transfer fees, and still had it over on me, it would kill me. Like I wouldn't be able to take it. Like I would feel like a failure as a competitive person. Maybe not everybody is a competitive person.
No, I'm a competitive person, but I look at Phillies winning is I look at them cheesing the video game. I look at them like using the broken play in NCAA football. And it's
You're a rationalizing person.
No, I'm not. I'm telling you what this is that at any point right now, Chris Albright could decide we're going to do that too, that we are going to play energy drink soccer. We're going to play this horrible, awful blight on this league that is somehow incredibly successful. We could choose to do that at any point. And
I'll bet we're choosing not to win.
No, we're choosing not to play this stupid, aggressive, high press, chaos soccer.
The way you're setting it up is we're choosing not to win.
Do you want to win that way? I don't want to win that way. I don't want to win that way. That's an evil way to win. That is the dark path.
In fairness, you don't want to win. You want to win trophies.
Yes, I want to win trophies.
Because they are winning.
Just won,
they are the most winningest team.
They just won a trophy.
All I'm hearing is that Grayson would be okay with us being Red Bull Midwest, and I am not okay with that. I'm going to stand up and say I don't want to. I don't want to win that way. I don't want to watch that kind of soccer. I don't want Chris Albright to take that shortcut. I don't care. I don't want to root for that. That's bad.
I want to make finals.
I have standards.
Do you want to make finals or do you want to win?
We're doing neither right now, so I guess.
I will not hear criticism of this year's playoffs until after this year's playoffs are done.
I'm getting pre-mad about things. Now, I don't want to play Red Bull soccer, and I'll bet if Albright at this point right now, if he went and he signed a disciple of this system, this team would just trounce people with the resources we have and the ability we have to bring in players. I just don't want to win that way. I don't want to do it. It feels dirty. It feels awful. I don't want to be cheering for John Tolkien. You cannot make me cheer for John Tolkien. I'm sorry.
We don't win playing pretty soccer either. Like, do you think we play pretty soccer?
No, but we're trying. And that makes me feel good.
Not for nothing, Philadelphia was not in the Champions League.
Well, we were barely in it.
That's
we're going to be in it again next year. Oh, boy.
But we were in it.
They went farther in any...
We were in it the same way the Reds were in the playoffs. Let's be real
Philly
here.
went farther in any knockout competition than we went.
Which one?
They went to the Open Cup semifinals.
Open Cup is the NIT. No, the hell with that. It's like the CBI.
They don't have to go into Mexico and play one of the actual good teams in this region.
Yeah, you get a match against Bethlehem Steel.
In the NIT semifinals. We lost to High Point in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
Oh, I'm sorry. High Point? That's what we're calling the team we lost to in the CONCACAF Champions Cup?
I'm talking about Leagues Cup.
Oh, Leagues Cup.
Oh. The Tigres is pretty good.
Yeah, that's some McBullshit if we're calling Tigres High Point right here.
Didn't LA Galaxy beat Tigres in Champions League?
I'm trying really hard not to think about it.
Don't fact check this. It's nerd behavior.
It's very possible that they did. Things to keep an eye on. Yes, we do qualify for Champions League. There is essentially no way for us to lose that, so that is good. Yay us. The qualification for that is super weird.
No, I was wrong. Galaxy lost to Tigres. But in the quarterfinals.
Right. Galaxy is High Point.
Galaxy got to start later because they won MLS Cup, though, right?
Yeah, man. Sucks for them. They won MLS Cup. Cheaters.
I'm just saying. They don't get credit for being around.
I would love to not get credit for getting to the Champions League further because we won MLS Cup.
You can't. If you lose your first matchup, you don't get credit for having advanced.
Well, they beat
That's where you
Herediano.
started. Okay, sure. I'm sure that was very hard.
It's like a made-up team.
The only other thing to keep an eye on is for these couple of upcoming midweek games. For the overall supporter shield standings, it really doesn't matter now that Philly has secured this. The best FC Cincinnati can finish is second in the East, which is fine. So no matter what happens here, we will have to play at Philadelphia should we face them in the playoffs. What you are rooting for now is for FC Cincinnati to finish in second place in the supporter shield so that should they make MLS Cup final, they will be hosting it. Also, for any other potential playoff seeding, the team to watch there is Miami. Miami could sneak up and steal that second place. So what you're rooting for here is for Inter Miami to stop as I hiccup, Inter Miami to stop winning. You also want San Diego, Vancouver, and LAFC to stumble whenever and wherever possible. That will suppress them in the standings and improve FC Cincinnati's chances of hosting an MLS Cup final. I won't say win because this team is better on the road than at home. So you got that to look forward to. The international break is a weird time for a bunch of these teams. Vancouver has to go to Orlando. LAFC plays like 3 times over the next
They play
week.
twice over the international break, so they could have their best players gone for their next 2 games. I haven't seen what the reporting is on when they're going to leave, but it seems likely that they're going to be shorthanded over the next 2.
Yeah, and at time of recording, 2/3 of the way through their Sunday night soccer escapades, they are 0-0 with Atlanta. So not exactly romping through an Atlanta United defense that has allowed romping this season. So, yeah, weird.
Except to us.
Times.
We scored 2 goals in both games.
We needed to romp a little more in the one game, though. I
That
think.
is true. Just a hint
It was
more.
not romp insufficient. Is it too early to look ahead to like where the matchups would be? Like,
No, it's too early.
It's too early because it is so condensed that it's going to bounce around quite a bit.
It does feel like we're going to have Miami. It does feel like the bracket will be set up. Well, it is going to be set up that we'll see Miami or would see Miami in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Question is, would it be here or there?
Yeah. One of us will finish 2, the other will finish 3.
Is the nightmare scenario still around where our first round matchup is Columbus?
I don't
They're
really think
pretty
so.
far back. I don't think they can catch.
Well, I mean, hold on. They're at 51 points, and Orlando's only at 53, and Nashville's only at 54. Like,
Orlando has a game in hand, and again, it's that weird Vancouver game, which I am anticipating
Columbus
Orlando
can't
doing
catch
well.
Nashville because
no, you're right, because they won't be able to get enough wins.
And Orlando only needs 1 point over the next 2 for Columbus to be unable to catch them, because Orlando has a game in hand and already has 14 wins, and Columbus has 13 with only 1 game left. So if Orlando,
and they've got a way better goal differential than Orlando. Orlando's a way better goal differential
wins
too.
Are the tiebreaker.
Right, but just if Orlando was to draw and then lose, they would both end up
14
with
wins and 54
14
points.
wins, 54 points, and then goal differential would be the tiebreaker then at that point.
Right. You're right.
Yeah. So
Really,
I just don't want to face Columbus in the first round. That just feels awful.
like Columbus will be in the play-in game.
Yeah.
Columbus is almost certain to be in the play-in game, which means that if they advance, they will play Philly, in which case Godspeed, and then in the next round they would play Charlotte or NYCFC or potentially Nashville. But we wouldn't see Columbus until the Eastern Conference Finals.
I couldn't even imagine what that would be like.
And where would that game be played if that happened? Oh.
Thankfully, here in Cincinnati, where nothing bad could possibly happen.
So yet another Eastern Conference Finals against the Columbus Crew, where Matt Miazga's availability is currently questionable.
I mean, honestly,
Fact.
like, give me a Eastern Conference Finals against Columbus here.
No,
Yeah, because it means you made the Eastern Conference Finals. Like,
no, I can't do this again.
That's fine. I don't care.
And it means Philly's not winning another trophy. And it would be Nashville's
I would play literally anybody in the Eastern Conference Finals. I just don't want to play them earlier than that.
That's an interesting idea. So really what you're looking for here is for Miami to not overtake us and for who finishes 7th. If we finish in 2nd, we would play the 7th place team. That's the team to keep an eye on. That is your best of 3 series. So just keep tabs on that one. You want Miami to stumble, and we want to see who finishes in 7th. At time of recording, that would be Orlando. It could very well be any combination of Chicago, Orlando, or Nashville, or NYCFC, depending on how things really shake out. So very, very, very fun times ahead for us. Is there anything else we need to touch on before we get out of here?
I guess the other thing to watch out for while we're on international break is obviously we have a bunch of people that are going to be on international duty.
The whole damn team.
Yeah. So shout out to everyone that caught flights immediately out of New York, which, like, you got to give it up for this, is that if you're going to be somewhere right before an international window starts, to get out overseas, you could do a lot worse than New York in terms of getting a somewhat direct or close to direct flight to wherever it is that you need to go.
It'll get you closer, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, that's the schedule makers did him a solid there. But we have who do we have out? We've got Denkey,
Kamara, Teenage,
Kamara,
Miles,
Gidi,
Echenike.
No one's calling Alvas up.
Stefan Sharilla is with the
Hungarian,
Romanian. Well, I guess it depends who you ask.
Yeah. No.
What year you're talking about?
Under current borders, Romanian.
I'm actually an Austrian-Hungarian truther, so he's a Habsburg.
He's asking, he has a Yugoslavia passport? What?
I feel like we're missing one.
So
Medunjanin was born in Yugoslavia. That was always a fun fact.
It is. That's pretty. That is a real fun fact. There are some fun facts that are not fun. That is a really fun fact.
Yeah.
So I guess watch and make sure that nobody comes back hurt. Like, it would be the most FC Cincinnati thing of all time if Kevin Denkey came back and was injured because he was playing in a meaningless game because his home country has already been eliminated from World Cup qualifying, which is neat.
Yeah.
I guess we didn't mention the game too. Denkey scored, didn't take his shirt off.
Tucked it in. Shout
out to my man Ray Gaddis right there, giving him the old celebration, but still picked up a yellow card like 2 minutes later, so he'll be suspended from Montreal. Not like the game matters, but like if it would have mattered, that would have been a tremendously funny outcome.
If like NYCFC had tied it up at the death,
which they almost did. They had a goal waved off for offside.
New York Red Bull.
NYCFC with Philly.
Yeah.
Against Philly. Then all of a sudden the Montreal game matters quite a bit. That would have been so frustrating.
And it was like, our best striker isn't available. Why not? He has the most incredible set of abs ever and loves to show them off after scoring goals and keeps getting carded for that.
It toe poked a ball back to where he thought the foul was, which is just begging for a yellow card.
Yeah.
Dumb play.
Well, that was early. That's early
so
for the time wasting yellow.
They don't always give the time wasting yellow in that situation. But you are asking for it when you do that.
Yeah. Also, that ref was averaging like 4 yellows a game going into that. So
yeah, we were. It was preordained, as they say.
Yeah.
So watch the international window. See who plays, see who doesn't. Hopefully, everybody comes back in one piece. They've got some time off. I would imagine. We'll talk more about the Montreal game when we get there. It'll be the kids, the friends, and the family that'll all be playing that game anyway. But yeah. What else can you say? We hit 60 points, lost the Shield. MLS Cup or bust, I guess, at this point.
Bring it on, baby. I want the cup.
Yeah. So, anything else for the good people before we get out of here?
That's it.
Fuck Columbus.
The Cincy Postcast is a production of The Post Cincy. You can check us out online at thepostcincy.com. You can also follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky, Facebook, and Instagram. Twitter and Blue Sky, though, you'll find we're a little more active than the other places. We're also on YouTube, where you can listen to this episode if you aren't listening to it already. We are also putting up video content semi-regularly, including the Away Days series. We want to give a huge thank you to Jim Trace and the Makers for providing the music for this episode. They're a lovely band, and you can find more information out about them in the description of this episode. And if you happen to enjoy what you just heard, can I please ask that you like us, that you rate us on whatever app you're listening to, and maybe more importantly than all of that, share this episode with a friend. When it comes up at work, you're talking about FC Cincinnati, I say, hey, I listened to an FC Cincinnati podcast. I think you guys will like it. It would really, really help us out. Nothing helps a podcast travel more than a good recommendation from a friend, family member. That would be awesome. When it comes to the sorting algorithms that control our lives, a 5-star review would be much appreciated. Also, leaving a sort of written review weirdly does more than that. That's how the algorithms work. So maybe say a nice or a mean thing, whatever. Just as long as you give us 5 stars, that'll really, really, really help us out. And if you are looking for more MLS content, check out our other podcast, The World's Gam. Again, a link will be in the description of this episode. That is where we touch on league-wide storylines and news, and we talk about other games and a couple other teams in there as well. Think you will enjoy it if you are just dipping your toes into Major League Soccer. A huge thank you to all of our sponsors. A even bigger thank you to all of our patrons over at Patreon. But maybe most importantly, thank you for listening to this episode.